welcome to Critical Strike, episode 70. I'm Josh Bicknell, and here with me is, I'm so drunk, my name's Carl.
Yeah, I was really drunk.
That was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I pulled that off even without fucking up.
Yeah, you only had one interruption from me, so I think that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we are back from Penny Arcade Expo.
Yes.
Your first Penny Arcade Expo.
Yes.
And it's also springtime.
It is.
So you might hear some dogs and birds during this episode.
I suppose you might. Possibly
I hope so.
even a child screaming, because that has been known to happen around Josh.
Especially in Boston.
Yeah, those kids were assholes.
Yeah.
What were their problems? You only mauled one of them.
So we might as well go right into it. We kind of wanted to do a bit of a wrap-up show for PAX. Just talk about what we saw, our experiences, and all that. Being Kyle's first Penny Arcade Expo and this being my first real Penny Arcade Expo, in terms of saying, like, the first one was kind of a test to see how the market was going to be. I mean, this one blew it away.
Yeah, this one was a lot larger than I had anticipated.
Well, because you saw the arena or the convention center they held it at last year, didn't you?
Yeah,
the Heinz?
The Heinz.
Yeah. It is not that big.
No, it wasn't.
And this year, like, especially considering, like, that one night where we went to go get a pizza.
Yeah, and we were walking for 10 fucking minutes, and we still hadn't walked past the end of the building.
Right. But the best whole part of that story was we found a liquor store that delivers.
Yeah, but we never capitalized on it. Maybe next year.
Oh, I got that in my phone, dude. It's still in there.
Oh, really? Fantastic. Yeah. Send it to me.
I will. So basically, the whole thing with PAX started off as you got a Christmas gift where you were hooked up at the hotel.
Yes.
And I didn't have any intentions of going this year.
Nope. And then it was just, come on, go to PAX. Come on, it'll be fun. Yeah. Let's go to PAX, Josh. PAX.
And so, me being me, I finally caved.
It only took, like, what, a month and a half?
Yeah, well, I am very stubborn.
Yeah, I know. It took a lot of nagging to get that through to you. And
Nancy's actually trying that with her graduation, but it's not going to work.
She has 2 months. She can wear you down.
So we finally decided to go, and I tell you what, I got the best hotel out of all of us.
Yeah, you definitely did. I really wish I switched, but since the room was already paid for, and it was a gift, I consider it incredibly bad manners to do something like that.
Yeah. So basically the way it worked is you had the convention center, which is fucking gigantic. I think it's the biggest in New England now. And then you had my hotel, which was attached to it.
Yeah,
so
next year I'll definitely be in that hotel.
You're not the only one. I had Nicolo from the Romo Pack. Basically, he's already trying to book it now for next year.
You know what? That might not be a bad idea.
They're not taking anything for next year already.
Yeah, you have to. I think there's a 5-month. You have to do it 5 months. I think that's the limit. Right.
So I finally get down there. You guys tell me where you are. You guys are eating lunch in the Irish pub. So we go over there and we meet up with you.
That pub had some awesome food.
Yeah, it did. So then we went over, got our media badges, which you were really pissed off at my brother and I for.
Nancy and I were literally in that line for an hour and a half, and that was after the 2-hour shuttle ride.
Yeah.
2 hours, Josh. Well, I'm exaggerating.
I know,
It was an hour and 15 minutes. Why the fuck did the shuttle take that long? We passed our hotel. Like, it circled around and went back to the hotel after a half an hour. And then it took another, 40 minutes to get to the fucking place.
I don't know.
Like, we left the hotel at 9 o'clock. We got to PAX at 10:30 or so. And then we waited in line until 11:30, 11:45, and then we ate lunch. Right.
And then when I got there to go get my media badge, it was basically like a 5-minute wait.
Not even. You were like the second person in line. You just walked up and got it.
Yep, and you were mad at me at that point.
Well, I was mad at you because you didn't have to sit and watch that stupid loop of the BioShock Infinite trailer for an hour. An hour.
God, yeah. I tell you what, the chick at that booth was hot though.
I didn't really notice her. At least I never got close enough to see her. So she was just sort of vague.
So then I think probably one of my favorite moments of that weekend was we went after that to go get our swag bags. And to do that, you had to go all the way across the convention center to where they had the queue room. So we get our bags, and by the way, you and Nance grabbed a set, so now we're up to 2 each for you guys.
Yep. At this point.
Right, at this point. So then we went to the board collection and card area, where, that's where people are playing Magic the Gathering.
Yep.
You can buy all your Dungeons and Dragons stuff and so forth. At that point, Kyle had a nerdgasm.
I did, and I couldn't stay in there too long.
That room is huge compared to last year. They really put a focus on board games this year.
Yeah, they definitely did. I think there was a vendor in there, I think, every 10 feet.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And it just pisses me off because the one thing I wanted, nobody had.
Wow, what'd you want?
I wanted Munchkin Quest, the original one, because Nancy was interested in playing it, and it's actually really fun.
Okay.
But because it's so fun, they sold out.
Oh, okay.
And I could not
so they had it, but they sold out.
Yes.
Okay. So we had to get Kyle out of there.
Yeah.
Because there was this one, what was it, massive dice, or die ball, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, there was a whole vendor that just specifically dealt in dice and various dice.
And you sat there staring at it for 10 minutes.
Not 10 minutes, more like
easily 10 minutes.
3. Well, it was also the 40K, the tabletop RPG stuff. So I was like,
oh yeah,
all this stuff looks really interesting.
But I can't buy it.
But I can't buy any of it. No.
Yeah. So then, I think after that, what did we do? We just took a brief walk around the expo floor.
Yeah.
Just getting a little bit of a feel for it. It was very overwhelming this year.
Yeah, there were a ton of people.
Well, and just it was so big. Like last year, when you went into the expo floor.
Oh, Jesus, a cat.
What?
I'm downstairs, and the neighbor's cat just popped up on the windowsill and just started staring at me.
Oh my God, it's a kitty.
Oh my God, it's a kitty.
But it was very overwhelming this year because last year I could walk from one side of the convention center to the other side in basically 3 minutes. This year, going from one side to the other side was basically 15.
Yeah, it definitely took. It was a trek. I would consider that a trek.
Well, the worst part about it is you and I really wanted to go to what was it, Cryptozoic?
Yeah.
To get our World of Warcraft trading cards.
Yep.
Which I have no idea why we bought, but.
Well, I like TCGs.
Yeah, but I have nobody else to play it with up here, so.
Well, the only person that I would play with it is in Philadelphia, so there you go.
Yeah, so, but they were also, we had a coupon from the swag bag.
Yeah, making them super cheap.
So it took us easily 10, 15 minutes to find Cryptozoic. That's how big this area was. We just couldn't find it anywhere.
We're also slightly retarded. Or at least I am.
It's by the Ubisoft area. Where's that? I don't know.
It's by Microsoft. Where's Microsoft? It's by this. Well, where's that?
Yeah, we were alternating leaders every 2 minutes because we would just overthrow whoever was directing us at each point. It was bad.
It was bad.
So that basically was kind of the first day, was just getting a feel for everything. I mean, we really didn't do much that day.
No. Well, I was exhausted because I was up at 5 to drive to Boston to get the hotel, to sit on the trolley that went, or not the trolley, the bus that went nowhere.
The shuttle, yeah.
No, don't take the fucking shuttle. Either take a taxi or learn how to use Boston's mass transit. Fuck the free shuttles.
Right. Fuck the free world. But anyways, that was basically the first day, because after that we just went, I think we got pizza and stuff like that and just kind of chilled out.
Yeah, we got pizza. I think we played Street Fighter for a little bit.
Yeah, and then Nance got drunk. Is that the night where we learned that you should not undress and then close the blinds on the hotel room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was a very creepy night.
Yeah, we were. Nancy and your brother came up back from smoking and just saw us with a camera and the digital camera zooming in on the other part of the hotel.
In the dark.
In the dark.
So here's Kyle and I planted up against the window, staring into other people's rooms, zoomed in with our camcorders, and Nancy and my brother happened to walk in and be like,
What are you two doing?
That was interesting. The next day, though, so we got up really late, actually. We totally missed the media getting up early and going to...
yeah, because I didn't get up until I was up at 8. Nancy didn't get up until later.
I think I was up around 9. But so we got together that day, and that became like, let's go meet people and check things out day. So first thing I did was I met up with the Rumble Pack over at the Media Lounge. So I met up, Kaz, Justin, all of them, and we were trying to decide what we were going to do. And they were going off to do something else, so we waited for you. Then we went to Fun Spot, the Fun Spot booth, or room.
Yeah, and then you got the top score and something.
Yeah, Juno first. The same game I played all weekend at Nerd Weekend, which the Fun Spot area was really cool.
Yeah, it definitely had the feel of Fun Spot.
Yeah. No pinballs this year, though.
There were pinball machines last year?
Yeah, they brought, last year it was 50-50 between arcade and pinball. This year it was just arcade. And after that, you decided to enter the Street Fighter tournament.
Oh, yeah. Well, I decided that night. Well, I decided Friday night that I was going to enter. But, I did enter it.
And how did that go for you, Kyle?
Well,
after the 2-hour wait to get into it?
Yeah, that pissed me off. The tournament started at this time. This is when you go in and play. We waited an hour? Because it started at 2?
Yeah.
And I didn't get in there until 3:15.
And they wouldn't let me in with you.
Yeah.
Because I was going to go in and coach you.
Well, I don't know how well you would have done, considering.
Right. But they wouldn't let me in with you. And I told you that you were screwed kind of right away because the Asians were starting to show up.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of Asians.
There's one guy, he converted his PlayStation 3 into a fight stick.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And it had a Wii remote on the side of it. It was actually really slick. But these people are showing up when they have all these arcade sticks and everything else. And here's poor Kyle. He had a PS3 fight pad, but
it was 360 only.
Yeah, they used the 360.
And they lost their box of fight pads, so I was fucked.
So you had to use a default 360 controller.
Yeah.
Against a Zangief player.
Yep.
Who was quite good.
Merciless Zangief player.
And he had his way with you.
Oh, yeah. I do take solace in the fact that he was the guy who won our table, so he was one of the top 16 players, at least according to their tournament schedule. Did
you at least hit him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first game, the first 2 matches, so the first, until he won the round, we were pretty even. And then I couldn't figure out how to do the Ultra on the default 360 controller, and then he ruined me. And during that period, the next game was absolutely merciless because he figured out how I played.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So during that period, while you were doing that, Nancy was asleep on the bench, Mike and I were just sitting there. We met up with the guys from That Gamer Hub, which was pretty nice, and more on them later. But yeah, I think after that we decided everybody's gonna go take a nap.
Yep. And
I couldn't sleep, but everybody else went to bed. I went out. At that point, I was like, okay, I got time to kill. About an hour and a half, I think it was. So I got up. I went back to the show floor.
Okay.
It was. So I went back to the expo. The first thing I did is I want to go check out the 3DS while everybody's doing that. And you can kind of pipe in here too, because you saw the 3DS as well.
Yeah.
And this is where I actually learned, as you mentioned it, of how you can abuse the media badge.
Dude, the media badge was fucking awesome.
Right. I actually just stood next to the 3DS area, and the lady saw that I had a media badge, and she immediately pulled me over.
Wait, you actually stood? Nance and I just walked through.
No, I just stood there. Like, I wasn't, like, you know how they had, like, the Nintendo 3DS area, like, blocked off?
Yeah.
With a little gate? I stood outside of it, like, kind of, just watching other people play it. You know, I had fun just watching other people playing it. And she saw that I had a badge, and she actually brought one over the little gate to me.
Oh, they didn't do that with us. Nance and I just walked through the exit line. And the
Right.
security guys were like, what's going on? Oh, okay, yeah. Go right over there. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I realized later when I saw the line that was wrapped around, like, the most of it, that we went through the exit and cut everybody, and it was awesome.
Oh, you're a dick. But 3DS, I am officially sold on it.
Yeah, it's really nice. I bitched at it and said it was dumb before, but I'm sold on it.
Now, what did you get to play on it? Like, did you play Pilot Wings?
No, I played Ocarina.
Okay. How was it? I didn't get to play that.
It's pretty cool. It's a good port of it.
Yeah.
The control scheme I was worried about, but the way they did it, it made sense. And it's very fluid.
How was the 3D on it?
It was good. I mean, Link popped out, and the background was kind of set a little back, so there was some 3D, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I checked out the augmented reality one.
That was cool.
Yeah. That was probably one of my favorite parts. Like, actually, I think you were talking to me more about it. Like, you had a bit more of a better description than I did of it, but...
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. Well...
I don't remember my better description.
I didn't really get to see it that much.
Oh, really? Did you play it at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
Briefly. That's why I was pushing for you to talk about it more.
Oh, okay. It's like these people, you throw down this card, and the camera on the DS will go, okay, we're going to put some things that you can see through the camera on the table so you can shoot shit that's popping out of the table.
Yep, I saw that.
And that's what we did, Nance and I. And honestly, that's what sold us, was that game.
Yeah, if anything about the 3DS that everybody that I talked to at PAX was raving about, it was that demo. Like, that literally sold everybody that I talked to on the 3DS. Like, not Ocarina, well, Pilot Wings did. Whatever that submarine game that they had that I played, that didn't really convince me all too much on it. But
Nancy
fell in
love with the Kid Icarus game.
Yeah, how is that?
She said it was fantastic. She compared it to the Star Fox game for the GameCube, like
really?
Star Fox Adventures. Like, it had a shooter, like a space shooter, and then it was a platformer kind of adventure game.
Okay, yeah. I will be getting Kid Icarus. I played Super Street Fighter 4 3D.
I did not get a chance to play that. I played Tekken.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was Tekken. Maybe it wasn't Mortal Kombat.
Oh no! Well, did they have Tekken on 3DS? I didn't think they did.
They had like a realistic, in quotations, fighting game. So the only one that I can think of is Tekken.
Okay. Super Street Fighter 4 3D was actually really really neat. Like it wasn't like so you're actually looking at them in a 2D plane, like you were kind of at an angle looking at your characters.
Really?
And like there was definitely more depth there, and the ultras looked really cool in 3D as well. I noticed that they had the 3D kind of at one of the lower settings, so I didn't get to see it at its highest point because I couldn't figure out where the button was.
The button's right on the top screen. It's the slider.
Yeah. The neat thing about the Capcom booth, because that's where they had it, they didn't have it over at the Nintendo booth. They let you basically stay there and play as long as you wanted. But the neat thing about, like, I was really concerned how Street Fighter would control on the 3DS. I mean, one, you have limited buttons. And
yeah, how did they do that? Did they put buttons on the touchpad?
Yes. So what the way it worked is you have 4 buttons, right, that you can use, which I think like 2 were punches, 2 were kicks.
Okay.
And I think the shoulder buttons were also punches and kicks. And then on the touchpad they had 4 squares. So one would, like, if I picked Ryu, one was like Hadouken, one was Dragon Punch, and then one was my Super, and then one was my Ultra.
Okay. Kind of makes things super easy.
Yeah, it really was. And you didn't have to use them. Like, I was able to pull off the moves without them.
Oh,
So
okay.
it really didn't hinder me at all. It was just kind of like a nice little convenience thing that's there. I played it with the analog stick, and I played it with the D-pad, both controlled perfectly.
Really?
Me. Yeah. I really liked the analog knob, actually, on the 3DS.
Yeah, it felt very comfortable. I liked using it too.
So, yeah, I think 3DS, both of us are really sold on. I actually have one pre-ordered now.
Yeah, I got to figure out what to sell to get it. And and it's like, it was like a grudging, damn it, now I have to figure out what I have to do to get one of these. And Nancy's like, I think I should get one too.
Yeah, but the nice thing, though, is you can always wait and hold off for more software.
Yeah, I was talking to the lead Nintendo guy there, and he said that there wasn't going to be a lot of things launching at launch, but there was going to be a lot of things like within like this by the second month. There was going to be a lot of things released.
I tell you what, though, going from the DSi XL to the 3DS, like, I'm going to miss the big screens.
I couldn't believe how solid that thing felt.
It's
the
nice.
XL. It made the DS Lite feel like a cheap toy.
It is, yeah, it really is. I love the XL. And the 3DS actually felt really solid as well.
It did. I really liked that. It looked nice, and it didn't look clunky like the original DS did.
Yep. So I think 3DS, we both approve of it.
Yeah.
I'm a believer.
So am I. Unfortunately.
The other... Damn you, wallet, why?
Yeah, for real.
The other games, while we're on the subject of 3D, that I played in 3D was, we both checked out Crysis 2 in 3D.
Yeah, meh.
Yeah, you didn't care for it as much?
No.
But I was blown away. Now, the way that they had Crysis 2 working, it was on the PC, and it was using NVIDIA 3D Vision. So it wasn't like we were watching it on like a TV set on the PS3.
Yeah, there was like a big-ass Jumbotron with it on there.
Yeah, and they basically had like 12 glasses that people can put on and just watch somebody else play, or you can play. The way it worked, though, I was actually talking about Mr. Phillips about this last night, who loves his Ds.
He does.
I asked him, so when you play a game in 3D, are there some games where, like, if you move your head, like, the HUD will kind of move with you? And he's like, yeah, that happens occasionally on some of them. Because when I noticed with Crysis 2, like, your HUD was like kind of at an angle, and it was at an angle on the bottom of the screen. So when I moved my head, it like tilted with me.
Yeah, I thought that was neat, but the only thing that really came out was the HUD. And it's like, okay, now things pop out, but it doesn't really seem that interesting to me.
I noticed when the guy shot a rocket out of the rocket launcher, there was kind of a bit of a pop coming out with an explosion of it. Like as it was leaving his the barrel of the missile launcher, the rocket launcher. But other than that, Crysis 2 is really just depth. It had a lot of depth to it.
I guess it did. I don't know. I didn't really notice it.
I was really impressed with it though. I really liked Crysis 2. The other 3D thing that I played was Mortal Kombat.
That was so weird, that game.
Okay, so I didn't realize that they had it set up with 3D there. I think I tried that on the third day after we talked to that gamer podcast.
Yeah.
So I went and checked it out in 3D, and the guy, he's like, okay, I'm going to show you a bunch of fatalities, and I'm going to do a bunch that really pop, and you get to see, like, the graphic nature of the game, and he's, like, really hyping it up, and I was like, okay, sweet. So he hands me the glasses, I put them on, and he starts going through some moves, and the whole time I'm thinking, it looks just like normal Mortal Kombat. Like, I see no difference. So I talked to some people who have seen Mortal Kombat in 3D. Like, Mike was also saying the PS3 demo that they have has 3D or whatever. And it's actually not the characters that have the 3D. It's kind of more the environment. And so I didn't even notice that at PAX. Like, the guy's going through all these things, and then he finally finishes the demo, and I walk away. There was absolutely no 3D in it at all.
I didn't play that in 3D. I did see like the X-ray damage and stuff. I thought that was pretty weird. Or it was interesting.
Which also did not have 3D.
Really?
None of it had 3D at all.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It really was. I was a bit let down by by Mortal Kombat. I mean, it's not to say that I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy to begin with, but I think what really triggered me to be worried about that was when I looked at the glasses that he was using. It wasn't like the newer ones that, like the PS3 with Panasonic and Samsung TVs and the NVIDIA 3D Vision.
I don't know. I don't know what those are. Is that like the batteryless ones?
No, well, these ones here are the active shutters where the glass, like one shuts off, the other comes on, so forth. The ones that he handed me was basically like the old school 1980s, like red and blue glasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it, like it's stereo something.
It was horrible, is what it was. So Mortal Kombat, I walked away a little bit unimpressed. But it's alright, I'm not a big Mortal Kombat guy anyways. Later on that night, this is now the second night though, you guys came over to our hotel.
Yep.
We ordered 4 pizzas and you guys bought a bunch of booze.
Well, we didn't bring a bunch. It was just a fifth of whiskey and a fifth of Captain's.
Yeah, and we still had some from the night before.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So we had a bunch of booze. The guys from Rumble Pack came over. Tom, Justin, Niccolo, and Drake. They all came over, and we played some Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yep.
That was a really good time, actually.
Yeah, I can't grasp Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well, I figure you and I will talk about that on the next show.
Yeah. Okay.
But Street Fighter was a lot of fun. It was kind of nice playing Niccolo like in person.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was.
And the tension was in the air.
And then I began drinking more heavily because there were more people who were like, hey, alcohol, let's drink alcohol. I'm like, hell yeah, let's drink alcohol. And then half the bottle was gone. And
at one point, you were humping me in the fucking corner of the room.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. It was fucked, but at midnight, we had to kick them out because you and I had to go take a cab to go record That Gamer podcast.
Yes, we did.
Now, this is an episode that will live in infamy because we were there. They had it was Brandon and Ben, the 2 hosts. They had Rachel from Pixelated Geek, and then John, who is, I believe, a writer for That Gamer Hub. And you were drunk.
Yes, I was.
And I was exhausted. And so that does not make for good podcasting with us.
Yeah, without you to keep me in line, bad things were happening. I didn't realize during the podcast how much people were humoring me. And I was listening to that, I'm like, God, those guys are all assholes.
Yeah.
But I did outright say that I absolutely hated one guy because he liked Gears of War. Yes,
you declared that you hate Gears of War, you hate people who play Gears of War, and you hate Brandon because he does like Gears of War.
And I stand by that.
Well, the best part about that, though, is as you and I were leaving in the cab...
you mean the hour it took to get the fucking cab?
No, I'm saying as we were leaving to get there.
Oh, okay.
You turned to me and said, but Josh, I can't do it. You said I can't drink on the podcast. I said, Kyle, it's not our show. I don't care if you drink.
And at that point, Nancy handed me a bottle of a vicious concoction of whiskey and something.
Oh, that's right. You took a Coke bottle.
Yeah, I took a Coke bottle filled with mysterious pink liquid.
Yep.
I think I
had a
threw
good
that
time.
Bottle at someone.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I had a good time on the show. It was a little bit weird holding the microphone and swapping it back. You kept saying, well, you could have given it to me. And I was like, Kyle, you're drunk. If I gave it to you, nobody else would get to say anything.
Yeah. I also probably would have started hitting you with it.
Well, yeah. Here's the other thing that I wish came across on the show is how many times you kept trying to eat the microphone.
Well, it looked like a lollipop. It looked tasty, and I was hungry.
You tried to eat it at least 4 times, and finally, I think either on the 3rd or 4th time, I just kind of stretched my arm out and popped you right in the mouth.
Yeah, you did.
And then you fell off the bed.
I fell off the bed?
Yeah, a little bit. We were sitting on a rollaway.
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable.
You know what's really more embarrassing about that?
What?
After we finished that episode, and we finished our half-hour trek to get back to the hotels, which it was really fun being told to go fuck ourselves by the locals because we were getting their cab.
Well, I think I said go fuck themselves. We were here first.
Yes. So once we got back to the
Well,
hotel,
that was
Mike
after
was
the
telling me,
fourth cab passed us who picked up people with women.
yeah,
That pissed me
that's
off.
true. And he had the one guy who wanted like $20 for a ride or something like
Yeah,
that.
I told him to go fuck himself. That's who I told that to.
Yeah. But once we got back to the hotel room, Mike was just going to bed, and he told me that Nancy and he were listening to it live on their phone.
Yeah, Nancy said, "You were really drunk last time." Like, yeah, she said, "You said a lot of, like, you said you hated somebody because they played Gears of War." I'm like, how did you know that?
Yeah, they were listening to it on Mike's phone. So that was awkward.
It was awkward.
But I had a really good time on their show. It was a lot of fun. It's up on our feed if you want to listen to it. I don't know why you would. But I apologized to them maybe 30 times. It was interesting.
Yeah.
So third day hit. At this point, we were getting ready to go. Because we had a limited amount of time before we had to pay for another day of parking.
Yeah. Honestly, what Nancy and I did, it was $20 to get valet parking versus $40 for the hotel. So we just drove down and paid $20.
Yeah, and we also had a bunch of stuff we had to get done earlier in that day. So we went over, gave you your fight pad, and just went around the show floor a little bit on our own. I met the guys from Mega 64.
How'd that go?
That was amazing. I love those guys so much. I bought all of their DVDs and they autographed them. And then I met Brental Floss of,
Yep.
Mega Man 3 with lyrics intro fame.
Or
long
this
time
album
ago.
with lyrics. I think that's his album.
I actually have that CD. And he autographed a poster for me, and I hung out with him for a while, and that was awesome. Oh, yeah, I also got the Udon books, the Ibuki and Chun-Li books that Udon does. The artist and writer autographed them for me.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
That was awesome. So I went around and checked out a bunch of other stuff that day, and during that Gamer Hub, one of the guys mentioned Swarm. So I made it a point to go see that game.
Oh my god, yeah. I've been trying to look for that video that they were playing everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've not been able to see it. That video is fucking hysterical.
The one with the little girl?
Yeah, the 6-year-old girl who's drawing with crayons and saying absolutely terrible things and illustrating them.
But I think that was banned. I think they were only able to play it at PAX.
Really? Well, she was saying,
Yeah.
like, eviscerate! Yeah!
Yeah, I think that
And then she
video
called
was
another
banned.
6-year-old girl a bitch.
But the game itself looked really good.
Yeah, Nancy actually got to play that, and she said, well, buying this.
I didn't get to play it, but I only got to watch it. But I am
looks
sold
fun.
on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely sold on it too. Apparently that came around from like an MIT study or an MIT question.
Really?
Yeah, something about bugs.
It was just really cool. I really want that game. What did you see on the third day?
The third day, Nance and I learned the power of our media badge when we went to go get yet another swag bag.
Which is now number 4, by the way.
Now we got 6 of like the prepackaged stuff, but we got another of those huge ass bags.
Oh, okay. No, those, yeah. I'm talking about like the swag bags that you got with
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
Magic Deck and stuff, because you guys grabbed
We
one
got
when you
3.
first came in.
Yeah, we were handed one when we first came in.
And then you got one when we got ours.
Yep, at the
and then
line.
you both
we got
grabbed
another
some
one
out
at
of the media lounge.
Yep, the media lounge.
Okay.
So we have 6 packs of. Well, I have 6 new packs of Magic cards.
You fucking dick.
6 codes for some
League of Legends.
League of Legends character, and then a code for some other game. So if you guys want a League of Legends code,
Email the podcast.
yeah, email the podcast. Is that like a limited edition character?
No, it's not a character. It's a special suit, like it's just a different skin for the character.
Oh, okay.
I used mine.
I didn't. I think I was in the League of Legends beta, but not the actual game.
It's free to download.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll play it.
But so yeah,
Probably
you got a bunch of swag bags, and then you guys learned how to abuse your media pass.
Yeah, it's
so go
because
ahead.
we walked past the Invictus demo, which is I guess a Korean free MMO or a free
for
Korean MMO.
Dragon Nest.
Not Dragon Nest. It's Invictus. They're
Okay.
made by the same people, but Dragon Nest
yeah.
is part of that.
Yeah.
And the lady at the Invictus thing is like, "Oh, media badges. Hey, do you want to talk to the game creator? Sure. Okay. So we went over there. They kicked off someone who probably waited in line for 2 hours so Nance and I could play.
Yeah.
And I just asked this guy questions for 15 minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah." Then I had no idea what the fuck to say to him, so I was just playing it by ear, and I guess it made enough sense. He's like, "Hey, you should go over to the Dragon Nest demo and talk to those guys over there. We make that game too."
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We got some free T-shirts in the process. Also cut a 2-hour line. Cut another 2. No, this was the best part. We went over to the Dragon Nest, and Nance and I kind of circled around a bit to look for the presenters. And I spotted 2 of them on the other side. I'm like, "Hey, so what's this game about?" And like, "Oh, do you wanna see it?" And it was the American CEO of the company and
wow.
the lead representative of the developer over there, and like, "Oh yeah, this is the game," and we played that for 15 minutes, and it was really fun. And they offered me access to it.
Yeah, for beta. So I think I'm going to take them up on that. Well, you're going to get us into it.
Oh, of course.
But once you told me about that, I went and started looking it up, and it kind of looks like White Knight Chronicles in a way, in a free-play MMO.
Yeah, it is. It feels very much like it. It was really fun, honestly.
Because I didn't realize that it's been out in China, Japan, and Korea.
For like a year.
Now it's coming out in the U.S. It actually looks really good. So I am definitely interested in Dragon Nest.
Yeah, it was hands down really fun. Nance is like, "This is really fun. We definitely need to play this."
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. We tried to see what else our media badge would get us. So we kind of just started hawking around, trying to get into places. That's how we got into the 3DS demo.
Yep.
I tried to see if I could get into the LA Noire, but apparently...
forget about that.
Yeah. Apparently...
Mr. Phillips asked me to check out LA Noire and Battlefield 3. Forget about it. You couldn't get anywhere near them.
Yeah, even with the media badge. LA Noire, especially since they were just showing movies.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Did you happen to check out the Knights of the Old Republic?
No, I honestly, I love Knights of the Old Republic, but I'm not really interested in the MMO. It honestly looked, I saw the videos playing, and I'm like, that's World of Warcraft.
It's pretty much World of Warcraft. Duke Nukem Forever.
I didn't play that, but I did watch it. It looked fun.
Yeah, I watched it.
I might rent it.
It looks like Duke Nukem. I mean, it's a generic shooter, but it has the Duke Nukem charm to it.
Yeah,
is the way I put it.
Yeah, it had a certain sense of style.
And the booth babes were nice.
I don't think I noticed them, to be honest.
They at Friday they were told to put on more clothing.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed them.
Oh, I noticed them.
I bet you did.
So anything else that you checked out?
Nance and I spent a lot of the time in the XBLA area, and that's where she got to play Swarm. We played some racing game where you're like Skullmen.
Okay.
That was really fun. We played a few other... We played some weird research games we didn't really like. No, it was weird. I know what they wanted. I knew sort of what the objective of the research was. It was some college and hey, we made these games. You should play them. And there were psychology students. So you had to type in words, and it measured probably how quickly you typed them or how often you misspelled them. And then it would ask you questions like, what do you feel ashamed of? Or what makes you feel ashamed or something like that? And,
looking into other people's hotel rooms?
Yeah, I think Nancy was snickering. I think she put in my penis or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. It was awkward.
Yeah, I don't think that I saw that at all.
It was tucked away in a corner. It was sort of near the Battlefield 3 area.
Okay, yeah. The one game that I wanted to play that I didn't get a chance to was Firefall, which had this fucking gigantic TV. It kind of looked like Team Fortress 2 in a way, but I never got to play it.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't get to play
it was
that.
over by the Castle Crashers arcade machines.
I really wanted to I wanted to play that, but I didn't get a chance to. I thought that was really neat what they did, though.
Yeah, definitely was. I don't know. All in all, it was just a really cool experience.
Children of Eden?
Oh, I want that so bad.
I wanted to play that really bad. And guess what? I think it's Kinect game. Is it a Kinect game?
It's Kinect, normal controller, and Move, I believe.
That makes me feel less special.
But it's also for the PS3 as well.
Okay.
So.
It looks really interesting. It looks sort of like a music-y Res game.
It's made by the same team that did Res.
Okay, I'm like, I saw a lot of similarities between the two.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
It definitely is.
Because I was watching it for a while on the day that you guys went and took a nap, and I went out on the show floor myself, and I'm watching these people play it, and I couldn't stop looking at the screen. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And this one guy who was playing stopped, and he walked off, and all of a sudden I hear I have no idea what the fucking gay faggot-ass game I just played, but it's stupid. And I was like, wow, dude, like, go to the Duke Nukem one. Go play that, because Child of Eden, I have to say, was one of my highlights of seeing.
Oh, it's Child of Eden, not Children of Eden, not the musical.
Yeah, it's Child of Eden. I didn't even know it was going to be there, but I really wanted to play it. I just couldn't get near it.
Yeah, that was a surprise, and is that like an actual game, or is it a downloadable?
It's a full-fledged game.
Okay. I don't see how it's going to be a full-fledged game, though.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very excited for it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, too.
All in all,
what else?
I'm just so impressed.
What else? Oh, because I had the media badge. Guy was like, "Hey, do you want to test my iPhone game?"
Okay.
So I got to do that. So
and
you were a plant, and you had to figure out how to get access to more fertilizer. So
Okay.
you had to draw paths to get to the fertilizer, and it was like musically based. So there would be different music depending on where you where you drew your path, and that would tell you where different items were.
That sounds pretty neat.
It was definitely neat. It's probably going to be like a $2 game. And he's like, so do you know anybody who like else be interested in playtesting? And I'm like, well, and I gave him the fanboys. Like,
the fanboys and
the
for your
fanboys
FYI.
podcast. Yeah, and I gave him that. So if you guys hear that, like hear something about testing an iPhone game,
You're welcome.
Yeah, give them criticism. It's an interesting game.
Yeah, it's just amazing, like how many people would approach you to ask you to play their game. Like that was kind of odd to me.
Yeah, a lot of the people at the Street Fighter tournament were like, a media badge. I bet you get to cut in front of all the lines, don't you? I'm like, no, I think you just get an hour early access. But it turns out, yes, you get to cut all of the lines.
Yeah, it was really neat. I loved it. Like, just experiencing everything and playing everything and seeing all the cosplay and everything. It's like these are our peeps.
Yeah,
in a way. And I just had a lot of fun. I'm glad I went this year, but I'm going to say it now. I don't think I'm going to go next year.
We'll see how long that lasts. I do have something to say about the particular hotel I stayed at.
Okay.
The fucking pool and jacuzzi is a goddamn lie. So the downtown DoubleTree in Boston is attached to the YMCA in Chinatown.
Yep.
So there is no real path to it. You have to walk across the roof of the YMCA to get to to get into it. So from the DoubleTree, you go on the second floor and you walk on the roof of the YMCA, and you access like this shady little door. So it was really cold and windy, and Nancy are like, okay, we're going to go hang out in the jacuzzi for a bit. So we're in our swimsuits, and Nancy's instantly frozen as she's walking across this like 100-foot lane of windy coldness. And then we get in there, and it's filled with tiny Chinese people. Who would have thought the Wang YMCA would have Asians in there?
Yeah. Who would have thought that somebody would have named it the Wang?
I know. It was the Y Wang. Or the Wang's Y, I think. It was just very funny.
My hotel's pool was very nice.
Yeah, I wish, it would have been, it would not have been so bad if, one, there wasn't swimming lessons being in the pool, and two, if the jacuzzi was actually working.
Well, what's funny is on the last day when I was kind of just chilling out for a little while, I had to go to the bathroom, but we were already checked out of our room, so I couldn't go back to it. And I was looking for a bathroom in my hotel, and I found one near the gym and pool area.
I was going to say, did you use the pool, you son of a bitch?
No, but I was like, you know what? I'm curious. So I went over and checked out the gym, because there's a big nerd convention in town and everybody's staying at that hotel. So I wanted to see if the gym was getting used. Nope, there was nobody in it. Not at all. No geeks were in it. Apparently nerds do not work out.
Well, I do. I was going to go running, but, one, I couldn't find the gym at first. I didn't realize you actually had to go to the freaking YMCA to get to the gym. Even though the hotel clearly advertised gym and pool access. Well,
you had access to the Wang pool.
Yeah, but that's
otherwise,
misleading.
I'm happy with PAX. I'm glad we went. It was nice seeing you guys again and hanging out. I had a lot of fun.
Took some interesting pictures.
Yeah. Any last words on PAX?
If you don't have a media badge, sucks to be you, for reals.
Yeah.
It felt like we were better human beings because we had the media badge.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It just felt like everybody else is a second-class citizen. They're like, oh my god, a media badge. Well, right this way, sir. Here's some free stuff. Like,
yeah, I got a lot of t-shirts.
I got some free stuff thrown directly at me because I was wearing a media badge.
Well, like I said last year, I walked into the convention floor and I was hitting the head with the Battlefield Bad Company 2 shirt. So, yeah. But I didn't have the badge then. But, no, it was good. I'm very happy with it. So, off of PAX now, we do have a voicemail.
Oh, we do?
We do.
Okay.
It's one that's been sitting. We have a couple voicemails. One of them I'm not going to play. It's from Mr. Pete Dodd, and we appreciate him sending us one, but we didn't get a chance to record prior to PAX. And, and it was asking us what we really wanted to see and so forth. And I think everything that I wanted to see, I got to see.
Yeah, I honestly had no clue what they were going to show, so I would not have been able to answer your question anyway, Pete.
Right. And the other voicemail is from your Pop, sir.
Who the fuck is my Pop?
Well, here's your message from your Pop.
Why does your voice sound so... What's the beep? Carl, this is Pop. I can't seem to find my slippers, and I know that you had had them. You said you liked the slippers, now I can't find the slippers. You're clearly a bastard thief. This is what happens when your mother marries a Dutchman. I remember
marries
what they did in the war, Carl. Now,
a Dutchman?
Don't lose focus of slippers on television. I've lost them. They were near my snuggie. And now I can't find them. What? No. Slippers, Carl. I know that you have them. I know you like to wear them when you play with your little dolls and play your game things. Bring the slippers back to Pop.
All right, so
I didn't realize my Pop was apparently Gandalf and the Saw guy combined. Terrifying.
All right, Carl. Well, do you have anything to say to your Pop about him losing his slippers and apparently you having them?
I don't know who my Pop is. One, and two, my Pepe is a Frenchman, thank you very much, and he's on my father's side. So whoever this is, who are you?
Well,
really?
I mean, he can be a Frenchman and all, but he's just not happy that your mother married a Dutchman.
My father, that's his son. He's not a Dutchman. No. He's French.
No, he's a Dutchman. This is evidence, Carl, that your mother married a Dutchman and you have taken his slippers. So bring them back to Pop.
I don't even wear slippers.
Well,
I wear shoes.
Well, there you go. So, thank you for the voicemail, Pop. I hope Carl returns your slippers.
Yeah.
And we hope to hear from you in the future.
That creepy ass Gandalf guy.
You know what? I actually tried. I almost had That Gamer podcast play that during the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was gonna ask them to play it during the show,
I
but
probably would have gotten very angry since I was drunk.
Yeah, I kind of decided not to do that because you were under the influence. You were intoxicated, and I didn't want to get hit. Because then I would have had to wreck you.
Yeah, you probably would have. The proper word is maul.
I would have had to maul you with my hairy arms.
Claws.
Anyways, so I think that's gonna wrap it up for this show. It was
Yes.
fun talking about PAX and finishing all of that up. The next big thing is Nerd Weekend.
Yeah, August.
Yeah, I gotta pick a date.
Yeah, you need to pick a date, and we need to hammer down getting a house.
I don't know if I want a house.
Look, those rooms, those cottages, were tiny and slanted. It gave me some panic because the floors weren't level and the bathrooms weren't level.
Well, I'm going up there in June, the very beginning of June, for the Classic Arcade Tournament.
Okay.
There's some other places that I want to check out while I'm up there.
Well, that area was key because it was very close to Where's the Beef.
Well, the big gigantic hill that you have to go up.
Yes.
There's like 3 other sets of places right there.
But you have to walk up the hill, and Where's the Beef is like a minute walk. Where's the beef, Josh? Where's the beef?
And that smoke shop was really good too. Oh.
Smoke shop?
Yeah, the one where we got the burger and nachos from.
I don't remember that.
Anyways, but yeah, I will definitely check that out. See if there's any better places up there. But either way, I'll probably just stay where I want to stay, and where everybody else wants to go. Go ahead.
Well, it's better if we're all in a group because then there's not much wandering.
They have 2 houses, and I can see if I can get them.
Well, I mean, we'll chip in obviously if.
Yeah, so I know, but I'm just saying we might because they were taken last year.
Oh, yeah. I think the key factor is that they'll probably have larger TVs for the street fightering.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so why don't you let everybody know how they can get in contact with us if they so choose.
All right. There are quite a few ways. You can contact us via Twitter.
You can contact
us via Twitter. Myself at KR Dumond, Josh at Nasero, or the podcast at Critical Strike. You can also leave us a voicemail at 909-C-Strike.
A voicemail.
Shut up. Or you can send us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
And if you want to, you can check out our friends and our supporters over at Platform Nation who helped us get the media badges at Penny Arcade Expo.
Yeah, for real. You guys hooked us up, and I really appreciate that.
Yep.
You made me feel like a better person.
Check out some of the other shows at, the Fanboys, For Your FYI, the Rumble Pack, and all the other good stuff over there. And check out our friends over at that Gamer Hub who we recorded with on last Saturday.
Yeah, and to that Gamer Hub, I apologize that I was so drunk.
You should have seen my text message log with them. I was like, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please don't hold this against us.
Hold us against us. Were they okay with it? I mean, I didn't want to kind of dissuade them. I'm sure they're all great people, except the fact that they like Gears of War.
Billy said that he expects us to never be invited back. And but no, I think that they were okay with us after that.
Okay.
I mean, they were exhausted too. Otherwise, that's going to wrap it up for Critical Strike, and next episode we'll return to our normal form of releasing an episode once every 3 months.
Yes.
So it's nice to have that out of the way.
I know. At least we don't have to record this season again.
Oh, no more Critical Music too. I might as well say that.
Oh no.
It's now Critical Strike. Come on, the last one was the end.
Yeah, I saw that title and I was like, I know he was saying he didn't want to do any more, but wow, it sort of has some sort of finality to it.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
All right, maybe. We'll see everybody at the next episode.
We'll see you guys next year at Penny Arcade Expo 2012. Peace. I am now recording.
I am also recording.
Did you know that we're both recording?
Yes, I do. I do know we are both recording. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Kyle.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
I'm good too. I'm glad we're both
tired.
good. It makes me feel good that we're both good.
Oh.
Perhaps we can now
Well.
be considered good squared.
um,
Critically gooded. Critically gooden.
critically good. Can you hear that dog outside?
No.
Okay, I
Oh,
didn't
wait,
know if I
there
should.
it is.
God damn it! I don't want to. You know what? It's spring.
Yeah, fuck it. Bring on the birds, the dogs, the bees.
Yeah,
The
we
dogs that shoot
gotta let
bees
it
out of their
happen.
mouth, that bark and shoot bees out of their mouths.
I'm
That's
gonna
how
kill
the
that
crow
dog.
goes. Why? No,
I don't wanna-
don't kill the dog.
I don't want to close my window though. It's kinda
Well,
nice,
whatever. Just shoot the dog. You could probably get a pot shot off from your window.
Let me just pull out this random gun that seems to be sitting here.
Well, you're
And I'm
from
gonna
New
shoot-
Hampshire. You should have a gun.
No, I'm not Bill. I don't have any guns. I have a BB gun.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not Bill where I have like an AK-47 under my pillow.
I'm convinced that Bill has at least 2 guns in every room in his house.
Yeah,
And
oh,
that's
I am
not
too.
including the gun room.
Good. He's got a good room dedicated just to guns.
I think he does, honestly. It's where he, it's his meditation room. He just goes and he takes apart his guns and he cleans them. He kind of trances out a bit,
Yeah.
counts his bullets, relaxes.
You know, I could actually see that, thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just him calmly listening to music, just disassembling this massive arsenal of weaponry.
He's got like a little table set up so he can do like speed setups where he sees how quickly he can put a gun together.
Yep. And he's got like all these like old guns too. Like he's got an antique cannon for some reason.
Yeah, muskets and he's just got a random cannon in his room.
Yeah. He's got a
What's that,
computer in
Bill?
there where he's designing his like perfect gun.
Wow. I wonder what his perfect gun would be.
It's a good question.
Possibly one that shoots.
I bet you it shoots a variety of things.
Yeah. It's like that gun in
Fifth
The
Element.
Fifth Element.
I was just thinking about that gun.
Yeah.
It's got that
Where it's got, like-
attachment, but instead of like that tracer round, it just hits a Republican, and then all the bullets go to the Republican.
And Critical Strike is now officially going to jail. We will be recording from prison.
From D Block.
Yeah.
Hopefully
CV4, here we
Maurice
come.
won't rape me during
Oh,
the
man.
podcast.
Nice.